Hi. Okay, so today is day 2 for the math and calculator worksheet. So you need to turn to the page here. I believe this is page 4. So turn to page 4 in your worksheet. And we already did the top section there. Today we're going to work on how to input the scientific notation to your calculator. So you need to make sure you have your scientific calculator for this portion. So make sure you get that. And this whole section here is actually walking you through step by step on how you would punch this into your calculator, okay? So what you need to find is your exponent key. So most of the time, depending on what kind of calculator you have, it's written as the double E or EXP, or other calculators it's written as 10 to the X to the N or something like that. All right, so look at your calculator, see if you can locate what we call the exponent key. And what you're going to do is we're going to do this calculation, okay, into our calculator. And this whole portion here is walking you step by step through the process, okay? How you would actually type in the numbers into your calculator. All right, so go ahead and follow the steps here. And if you follow the steps there correctly, then you should get this number here in your calculator. It looks something like that. This 18 is your exponent. So some calculators, it'll say E18. The E means times 10, okay? Or other calculators, it will actually have it written out as times 10 to the 18. All right, so practice typing this whole thing into your calculator. All right, one thing I want to also note, I'll use a different color here, blue. This part right here, where it says times 10, you actually don't type in times 10 unless your exponent key looks like that. When it says the times 10, that's where you are going to use your exponent key. Okay, the EXP or the double E. Do not hit 3.2 times exponent key. It's just 3.2 exponent. Okay, so follow the steps here and see if you can get that correct answer. So I will also review that in class, okay? And I will make sure that you know how to put this into your calculator correctly, because that is really, really important for you to do. All right, and then this is just another example that you can do and see if you get the correct answer. All right, so then go to the next page, and there are a few problems there for you to work on, and just keep practicing using your exponent key. All right, so now we're going to turn to the next page. All right, so these are the problems that you were supposed to do to practice with using your exponent key. So more math. Don't forget to round your answers to the correct number of sig figs. All right, now part 5. Now we're getting into algebra. We do a lot of algebra in chemistry. So this is review for you. You can read this part here, and this is just an example of doing algebra, okay? The actual work is on the next page. So now we're going to go to the next page, and we're going to do some algebra. Okay, so here we go. Now here we're going to do some algebra. Oops, I didn't mean to move the page like that. Let me go to my pen mode. All right, we're going to do part A here together. We want to solve for t. So we want to get t by itself. So please make sure you show your work on the page. All right, so we're just going to rearrange this equation, solving for t. So we want t all by itself. So we have to get rid of n and r. So remember, you have to do the opposite operation on both sides of the equation. So since n and r are being multiplied with t, then we're going to divide by n and r on both sides. Okay, so therefore, n and r get crossed out right there. T is all by itself. So in the end, t equals PV over NR. Okay, so then that would be your final answer. All right, so then do the rest of the parts there, and then go to part E. Part E is doing algebra again. You're going to solve all the equations for H, and then it gives you numbers for those other variables. All right? And then don't forget to round your answer to the correct number of sig figs. On this problem here, I know it's hard to tell on the worksheet, but that is the G, and then it is a line there. So G over M. All right, so finish that up for homework, and we will go over the answers tomorrow in class. All right, next page. Now we're on the metric system. So we do convert units a lot in chemistry, going back and forth between various metric units. So this is, I know, review for many of you. Here's this little diagram here to kind of help you with your metric conversions. There's a little saying that will help you remember this. See all these little letters here? These are the prefixes that go in front of these base units. Like you've heard of kilograms, milligrams, milliliters. So that's where those go. Okay, so to help you remember these little prefix letters right here, okay, I have a cute little saying that will help you remember that. So here we go. Starting with the K, that's on the left side. King Henry died, skip that middle box, drinking chocolate milk. Okay, once again, King Henry died, drinking chocolate milk. All right. Okay, so we're going to continue and we're going to do these examples here. So these are just some examples. We'll go over these together. All right, I will use blue here. Okay, so this first one, they want you to convert 4.5 kilograms into grams. Now, when you do these metric conversions, you also have to make sure that you keep the same number of sig figs. Okay, that you keep the same number of sig figs. Okay, so what we're going to do is, I'll show you how to do it using this little diagram on top. This is where we're starting. Okay, kilograms, kilo. So we're starting here in that box. And we want to go to grams. So it means we're going to move 1, 2, 3. We moved our decimal. Every time you move a box, it's a tens place. So that means it's a decimal place. So that means we just moved 1, 2, 3 places to the right. So in the 4.5 number, just move your decimal 3 places to the right, and that's how you get 4,500. Okay, so don't forget there are 2 sig figs in that number. Therefore, you keep 2 sig figs there. Trailing zeros don't count as long as you don't put that decimal in there. So that will maintain the 2 sig figs. All right, so let's do this other example over here. 732 centimeters going to meters. So centi. We're starting at centi here, which is right here. And that means we're going to move our decimal 1, 2 places to the left. Okay, so in 732, the decimal's at the end, move it 2 places to the left, and that's how you get 7.32. And once again, 3 sig figs, and then you keep the 3 sig figs. All right, so go ahead and finish the rest of that page for homework, and now we're on to the last page. So turn the page. Okay, so on this last page, you can use your textbook to help you. It gives you a whole bunch of things right here that you're going to put into the boxes. So you need to figure out what measuring instruments you would use for these types of measurements, and then you also have your common metric units. So here's kind of like your word bank of things to list. Some of them you guys I know are already familiar with. The one that I will help you with and give you a hint is density. Okay, density contains mass and volume. It's a mass volume relationship. So whatever you have listed for mass and volume, then you would place here and then look at the list of units and see if you can find one that contains mass and volume also, and you will list those there. All right, and we will go over this in class, but you need to make sure that you try this on your own first. Okay, so that is it for the Math and Calculator worksheet. Make sure you finish this up write down any questions that you may have so that I can go over them in class. All right, see you later. Bye.